Hey guys and gals, Kyle here with Sidekick Outdoors. This is my introductory video to tell you all about my channel, where it came from, the idea of it, where we hope it'll go in the future. So hopefully you'll stick around and listen to what I have for you guys. And as always, if you've got any recommendations, or any ideas or just any general commentary, let me know in the comments below. And be sure that you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of our exciting trips that we have planned. So I guess let's get to it. I've been an avid fisherman and hunter my entire life. It goes all the way back from I was just a little bitty guy, 2-3 years old. And it started with my grandfather. We called him Papa. He, started me fishing way before I could even remember anything else. He would put me in my little coveralls. We'd go out to the dock that we fished off of, and he'd put me in between his legs and hold on to the back of my straps when I'm pulling in all the big fish. He'd normally be setting the hook, and then I'd be catching perch off the walkway or whatever. And as soon as he got something, I'd be excited about it. He'd have me come down, and I'd get to reel it in, and I'd just be tickled pink. Of course, it's always my fish, even though he's the one that set the hook. It was my fish. So, he's the one that got me started. I don't know how old I was. I mean, from the time that I could walk on up, I've always fished. And he's the one that instilled this passion that I've always had. It started at a very young age, has continued on all the way through my adult life, and it's going to be with me from now on. So, we used to go out fishing, at our local lake. We had a little 2-man bass boat we'd take out. We'd catch some crappie, some bass. We've entered bass tournaments, and probably the only guys out there in a little 2-man bass boat, but we had a blast. I enjoyed the heck out of it. He ended up building a cabin. We call it a cabin. It's a lake house on Lake Texoma. And I spent all my spring breaks there, a couple of weeks every year during the summer. Would be, me and Papa fishing. I can't tell you how many weekends throughout the year. If it was a pretty weekend and he could make it, we were at the cabin. We went down there a whole lot. He was a very busy man. He worked hard at his job. He was an electrician. He was a volunteer fireman, actually retired as a volunteer fireman. So he had a lot going on. He was a lineman for the electrician outfit that he was working with. So he'd go out and, fix anytime that there's any storm damage. He'd be the guy that's climbing all the poles and fixing the power and everything in the middle of the rain, the sleet, the snow. It didn't matter. All the ice storms, he'd be up there so everybody could get their electricity back on, because that's really important. But somehow, between all that, he always had time for us. We went, like I say, I can't remember a spring break that we missed going to, down to the lake house, going fishing. We'd take out our old boat, set out some jug lines, catch some catfish, set out, a buoy, marking a baited hole, and we'd, chum it up with some cattle cubes. And we'd just catch the fire out of those catfish. It was just an amazing experience. Spring breaks right around the time that the crappie would be starting to come in spawning. I couldn't tell you all the stories of us going out there, catching crappie. We fished off a boat dock there, usually in the springtime. It was a little chilly to get the boat out, but, we would, fish off that boat dock, catch tons of crappie. Sand bass, striper would come in at the night. I always enjoyed fishing the nighttime because they were, they'd be attracted to those bugs and stuff that came in underneath the lights that were on the dock. And, he was always there to show me how to do it, teach me how. And he really instilled a real passion for it for me. He was the first person to get me my first bow, my second bow, He taught me how to shoot. He had an old 1908, I believe, Remington pump action 22. And that was the first real gun that I ever shot. And I think we wore out 3 or 4 firing pins in that gun. Go out to the shooting range. We just empty a whole brick of shells out of it. Usually wouldn't stop until there wasn't any bullets left. He bought me a BB gun so I could, pretend to hunt when I was a kid. I'd shoot dragonflies out of the air, flying over our pond, and write my name in snuff can lids and that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed, all the aspects of that, all the shooting, all the hunting, all the fishing, and it's something I carried into my adulthood. It's always been what I turn to when I want to have a relaxing time. And now, I've got my own family, my wife and my son. They love going out with me. My mom has always been a fisherwoman. Come out and go fishing with us. So I enjoy, taking her out whenever we go to any of these nice trips that we go on to go fishing. So that's kind of my backstory. That's how I got into this hobby, I guess you could say. And, that's what I've always been passionate about doing. As a young man, if I wasn't fishing, which we had a pond in our front yard, so I fished all through all kinds of weather, everything else. If the sun was up, and sometimes when the sun was down, I had a fishing pole in my hand. And that was what I did. Instead of playing video games like the kids do today, I just went fishing. So, whenever we would have some bad weather or something, or if we got to go to town to get a movie for the weekend, I always somehow found my way to the outdoor section at the movie place. And I would rent movies or videos, I guess, from Jimmy Houston and Bill Dance and a few of the other fishermen that had their own VHS tapes out there. And I'd sit there all weekend and just on repeat, just watch them time and time again. And Jimmy Houston was probably the person that kind of inspired me into what we're doing today. I remember as a child watching his videos. He'd go out to the Amazon, catch peacock bass. I thought that was just the coolest thing ever, to be able to travel to these exotic places, catch these big, awesome fish. He would go to Mexico and catch bass like you've never seen before. I remember one video where he went to California to fish in one of their concrete lakes that they have out there. And they were supposed to be catching catfish. It's a great catfish lake. He's out there with a buddy. And they're sitting there catching these catfish. And for some reason, they started throwing a Roadrunner, a little crappie jig. They're just a little bitty thing. Little curly tail on it. It's got a little spinner blade. Anyhow, he throws out there and ends up catching just a monster catfish off this, just a little jig. And then they just kept throwing the jig, kept pulling him in, and he gets so tickled, and he's got the laugh like nobody else, and I just enjoyed watching him do that. He gets so excited about it, so passionate about it. And I was thinking as a child, you know what, that'd be the dream, grow up, do that. Be a professional fisherman, go out there and catch fish, and get paid to do it, and be able to live the life that you want to live while doing what you love. I mean, it was a dream. But as I get older, I'm in high school, getting ready to graduate, don't know what to do. Go to college, get a job. While I'm in college, I was selling tires. I had a Pet Boys and at first, and then kind of tried a few things over a couple of years, as most people do, and ended up falling into oil field coatings, so painting and coatings, that kind of stuff. So I started doing that, started up a company doing that, and it went well for a number of years. You had your ups and your downs. The downs weren't as fun. It was hard to keep a company going when nobody out there is wanting to pay anything to do any kind of improvements to their properties. So I started doing floor coatings. And that's kind of where we're at today. For the last, roughly 10 years, I've been doing floor coatings, running my own business. It's been fairly successful. So that has allowed me to, enjoy some of the hobbies that I enjoy today. Going fishing on fishing trips. I've been to Alaska, catching halibut and lingcod, and the salmon fishing up there is, oh man, that's some of the most fun I've had fishing is for those coho salmon just out in the Kenai River. We go out there all day long. It's Alaska. You think it's cold up there? I got a sunburn out there catching these salmon. Tons of fun. I went out. I was going to be there for about 2 days, and I promise you, after that first day, my arms were so sore I didn't want to pick up a fishing pole that second day. But then we've caught halibut out there. End up catching 80, 90-pound halibut while we were out on a trip. That was a lot of fun. Took the family up. We went out lingcod and rockfish fishing. Everybody caught their limits. It's just a really, really cool time to go there. You get to experience all the beauties of Alaska. You've got glaciers coming down off the mountains with bald eagles flying through the scene, getting pictures of that. And it's just something that, everybody needs to experience. And very few people will ever get to experience that. Then we've been out to the Keys of Florida, spent weeks out there fishing, taking guided trips, learning, how they do the reefs. Hold on, this is timed off on me for some reason. Let me turn it back on. So as I was saying, go out fishing on the reefs. Took a couple of guides out. They took us offshore. They took us backcountry. We ended up catching tons of fish, and then we ended up going on our own, renting a boat, staying at an Airbnb, going out on the ocean, just having a really good time, doing our own pace, and that was just amazing. Every week that we're down there getting to do that is, a time that you can spend with friends and with family that's just different. It's not fast paced, it's laid back. You can do what you want to do as you want to do it. You're not limited by how many hours the boat's going to be out. If the fish are biting, you don't have to stop right then and head in. And those are, experiences that very few people will get to have, because you have to have your own boat, or you have to be able to rent a boat and rent the Airbnb and stuff. And it does cost a fair bit of money to do that. And, that's not always somebody's priority. Even though they have the passion for it and they want to do it and they're excited about it, it just might not be something that everybody is willing to do. So that's, kind of where we're at today. I already go on all these trips. We've gone everywhere from Alaska to Oregon to Washington to Texas to Missouri to the Gulf Coast in Texas, and the Gulf side of Florida, and the Atlantic side of Florida, and just all these amazing places. And I started thinking recently, what? The thing that I really wanted to do as a child is to have my own TV show, fishing, going to exotic places, meeting new people, bringing friends fishing with me, going to nice places to go hunting, go to these big travel lodges, go hunting on them, go to safaris in Africa, and see all the big game that they have in Africa. That would be a dream come true, to be able to do that and provide for your family at the same time. And, we've got that ability now in our lives. We've got social media that you can build these channels and make at least enough to be able to go out and enjoy these experiences. And that's where we're at. That's what I'm hoping to do with this. We called it Sidekick Outdoors because it's going to be about, us going out hunting and fishing, but we also want to bring other people in with us. We want subscribers that normally wouldn't be able, or, not being a priority in their financial lives to be able to do this stuff, but would, truly enjoy it. We want to take them out with us. So, initially, we'll probably be going on 10 or 15 trips a year. We're going to invite some of our subscribers and followers on Facebook to come out and go hunting and fishing with us. We're going to be meeting new people. It's going to be a great time. We get to make friends. We'll eat some good food. We'll probably be cooking some good food. I love to cook. Kind of a funny story. I've had several of my friends come fishing with me. I always cook them dinner when we get done. And they tell me that my fish is some of the best they've ever had. And I am completely allergic to eating fish. I can't eat it. I don't know what it tastes like, but I can clean it. I can catch it, clean it, cook it. And I've been told by everybody that it's just fantastic. So that's a little funny story. But, I don't mind doing all the grunt work for it. And I get tickled whenever somebody eats it and gets excited about it and enjoys it. And, I want to share that with more people. If this, channel grows as big as I hope it does one day, we'll be out there full time. We'll be fishing and hunting everywhere. We'll be traveling the world, going on these hunting and fishing trips. And I want subscribers to come with me. I want them to visit these places that we're visiting. I want them to be able to enjoy these beautiful tourist areas where, down the Keys, it's just gorgeous. You can go out snorkeling. We'll take boats out and go fishing. We'll go offshore, inshore. We'll fish from the bridges there because I love to shark fish off the bridges. My son and I will go out in the evenings when we're brought the boat in, go out to the bridges, go ahead and put a chum bag in and start catching sharks. And it's so much fun. It's just a ton of fun to hook up to an 8, 9, 10 foot lemon or a nurse shark or a bull shark. And then, they're ripping drag. They're pulling it across the Gulf flats there, and you're trying to keep them in, or they'll swim toward the bridges. So you're running up and down the bridge and just trying to keep them from breaking off or pulling off and biting your line in half. So we've had a lot of fun just trying to catch these sharks. So it's something that I want to share with everybody. People out there watching the channel, those that will get to come with us. Just everybody. I think it's something that, a lot of people enjoy. And I want them to experience the best that there is out there. There's hunting lodges that you can go out and hunt for wild game. And some of these preserves down in Texas, that's got, animals that you can't shoot anywhere else in America. And then they've got 5-star dining there. They've got wonderful lodging. My wife, she goes everywhere with us, and she loves to go with us. And she is not a fisherman or a fisherwoman. She is very much a catcher woman. So if I can put her on paddlefish or stripers, and the action is there, you're just catching. She enjoys the heck out of that. When it's calm, she doesn't want to pick up a fishing pole. She's not going to sit there and fish. But she loves the boat ride. She loves the scenery. She loves the calmness of it. And she loves going out to these, places that we go to the spas or go to the little shops. And she loves to try the new foods and stuff in these different areas. And I get excited about that too, because that's what she loves. So, it's all about, having everybody have a good time, enjoying getting to see, kids light up for the first time when they've caught their first big fish, and the ocean's kind of a newer thing for me. And we started going just a few years ago, and I fell in love with the blue water of the ocean. Going offshore, it's just so gorgeous. So I get to experience some of that first time, enjoyment, just like the kids do. You know, so I'm just a big kid out there, you know, catching Goliath grouper out in Florida or catching monster red snapper in the Gulf of Texas. GoPro's timed out again. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe getting hot. I guess they're both going off. I guess they're probably hot. So I'll just use my camera right here. So anyhow, I mean, these are experiences I want to share with everybody that I can. So let's help grow this channel. Let's get it bigger. Let's go out and have a great time together. While y'all are sitting at home, you can watch us have all these amazing trips. We'll pick out some of our subscribers every time that we go somewhere new, and we're going to take them with us. That's the sidekick part of the Sidekick Outdoors. I want a sidekick with me everywhere we go. So, you know, get on the channel, like it. You can jump on our Facebook, Sidekick Outdoors. Follow us on Facebook. We'll probably have a TikTok eventually and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and we'll post that when we do. But until then, just enjoy the filming. We've got lots of new gear and stuff so that we can do some more professional looking filming. I've got a bunch of GoPros, got a 360 Max, we got a couple of Hero 12s, we got a Sony Handycam, we've got a new drone that's on the way, a Mavic Pro 3 Cinema, or Cine. And we're really excited about being able to use all these new tools that we've got to go out there and enjoy the outdoors, and share it with everybody. So, like I always say, work hard, learn something new, but always remember to have fun. Y'all have a good day.